from Keen. And he'll take that into the matchup. Should be the on-hit Nico, but we've seen all sorts of things being pit towards the top side of the map, and the Glacial Augment.
Just like the double the BSO double pickaxe build, his top side will have to hold the point.
Ult's going to fly on forward here as Pop Blossom comes down. That's going to be one stun. Great flash to get out of the way of the Empowered Shock Blast. Is gonna Can he actually safeguard in there? Doesn't actually know the health bar of Shelly right now as the Life Binding does land. All of the buttons used onto this Nautilus, who gets himself the Aftershock. Meanwhile, on the top side, Sword is looking for the solo kill onto Keen, flashes forward, grabs it. Meanwhile, here we go! The Emperor's Divide onto 3 as the Killer Instinct from Viper gets him to safety. Tarzan won't be so lucky as the Sand Soldiers and Dread tear him apart, because we were zoomed out so far. As the second Infernal Drake against SKT. Felt like SKT were their team fighting Kryptonite towards the end of the spring season. Sword here gets
around Camille. Maybe their biggest game plan for today was being able to beat mid lane Camille. Again, a solo queue trend in Korea. We saw it in pro play and in a victory by Showmaker for Damwon Gaming against Gen G. A lot of walls in the mid lane that you can hook shot off. Against a ranged opponent like Azir, no surprise that he's way behind the scenes.
Yep.
Has Chovy in his career ever been 60 CS? For this Lux, actually amplifies damage by a crazy amount.
Yeah, it doesn't now have that opportunity as Dread looking to clear out this control ward. Lahens to get in there, they pile on top of the lead Sin. Hextech Ultimatum comes down and it's not enough just to knock them up with Senon's ultimate. Aiming gets in there. 4 members of Afreeca are here as the Sand Soldiers try to converge, but the slows are there. Senon has to flash, and Griffin have just stayed out of aggro range so well that Swords managed to turn up. Yeah, how many people actually need to pick up QSS? Is it all 5 or something like that? Because it feels bad when you don't have any suppression that you're going up against to build that item. As Keen throws out the Pop Blossom, Sword is going to flash. Yukal tries to get out of the way. Yeah, Aiming's going to come in as the 80 carry flank comes down. Sword is well and truly dead, and Keen goes into his Zhonya's, and he's going to be A-OK. Dread's here. The Baron is being looked at, but not gone for.
Infernal and Baron will be live on the Rift. Long lanes across the map. Aiming right stars.
Lahens, Lucent Singularity, like you were talking about before, is going to be thrown out as Dread gets the kick flash. Lahens explodes. There ain't no
time to go to Baron. This is the first time they've been able to control the map state in a while. TP comes in early. How's this one going to go?
Yep, Teleport is also down there for Keen as well. They want to get 5 members into this pit as Senon over the side. This Baron is extraordinarily low as there's the Empress by Tarzan. Goes golden. It is going to be the 50-50 as Keen takes down Chovy. It's Tarzan that steals back the Baron, but will there be anyone left alive? Viper goes gold. Remember, this is AP and so much damage. Kaiser Killer Instinct over the wall as Yukal survives for so long, but Viper outplays him. The double
faces instantly because he knows they're going to turn, and of course they are.
It means that the burst damage is certainly going to be gigantic. And that Void Seek. Final Spark not going to connect with the Xayah, but that's once again that R button on cooldown for Afreeca to carry.
Swords on a merry chase scenario.
Yeah, he is going
Meanwhile,
to yeah, okay, on the bottom side of the map, Senon has been caught out. Final Spark is going to come in. The kick wants to be used by Dread, but he doesn't even need it. The Xayah damage is so huge, but in the backside, it's going to be Viper. The Zhonya's comes in the end. Can he actually survive? Blade Call is huge. Triple kill now for Aiming. His Sword takes him down in the end. Has the damage, though, been done? As there's Yukal with full health and only the Lahens to try and save this Jace. Afreeca Freecs keep 4 alive. Exactly right. This Elder Drake also is going to evaporate as you got some cute attempts here from Lahens. Lucent Singularity is there. The Baron is getting taken down extraordinarily low. Teleports are coming forward. We're going to have the 50-50. This time it goes over to Yukal, but he's dead instantly. Xayah is in the back of the pit. Featherstorm comes down. No flash available for Aiming as the Blade Caller gets no value. And we're looking at another ace for Griffin in the Baron pit. And it may just be the game. There are 2 members. Yep. And Tarzan's actually going to tank up this inhibitor turret as well. Look at the damage coming out of Viper. Yes, the minion wave was right in the middle of the mid lane. They had 3 turrets they need to get through. There are still some death timers that aren't as long as you might have thought. Senon is going to come in, but is he going to be enough to deal with Viper? Second Nexus turret going to go down. Tarzan flashing over the Nautilus. He does have a lot of CC, but is it actually going to be enough as now the Nexus is exposed 1 second on Yukal. He's flashing. He's trying to get out Emperor's Divide, but is it enough space? No, it's not, as Griffin steal game 1.
Viper's solid gold in every single way ends with the Zhonya's.
As Yorick is going to be picked into the Jace, and it is going to be that support the support Galio, the mid lane area, as Blast Cone is now available for Tarzan if he wants to get over here. Gets into the Krug camp, and no Arctic Assault is actually going to land. Winston Wrath come down as the Smite is used to give Dread some health back, but the Aftershock just does so much work. Flash isn't going to be used, but Safeguard is enough.
Different ways this game can go. I'm fascinated to see where this game goes past the mid-game and onwards.
Run in from Yukal's side. He wants himself cannon creep and gets it. Now Sword with the Maiden up towards the top side is losing out by a lot. Baby Cage not going to work. Flashes into it as Dread's looking for the Q. Doesn't actually need it. Kick Flash is going to land. Q's going to be their first blood. Comes in and Heroic Entrance is going to utilize the Hypercharge. Of course, Jace is very good at getting off a lot of auto attacks in a short period of time. Yeah, we're looking for a one more time teleport. He's going to come down to make sure that Sword dies. Dread's in the Baby Cage, but he gets out so easily with the resonating.
And the turret's dead. Yarick Mori, we were very curious to see this, trying to play against the Jace. The weak side, Chovy with Aftershock has had to be defensive. He's behind. Now the Yarick's way behind. How about bot lane?
Yep, good knock up there onto Lehens, who's taking a lot of damage. Great stopwatch comes down from Sennen as Tarzan was stunned. We're looking for a stun into the wall, but it's not going to get there. Flash forward from aiming. Not quite the calculation, though, as he can't get over that wall to get that extra auto attack damage. Inner turret's going to go down, and Shelly might even get a charge on the inhibitor turret as Sword comes.
Flash to miss out on a kill on the enemy support.
Yeah, aiming, that was a bit of a whoopsie utilizing that summon spell, but I like the aggression. Yeah, okay. Well, Keeney's going to face check Tarzan, and who's face checking who is Arctic Assault. He's going to come forward, the ultimate is going to land, Glacial Prison is going to be there, but the flash out from Keen is going to keep him alive. Yukal's going to go golden, but does this mean he's just going to die? Great knock-up comes in, he dashes over the wall, Dread goes over, comes back again, and no one's dead. Papa Smithy, this is all over.
The musical chairs were insane. Everyone went in and out. What's going on in this game? So much
they
mobility.
like their fast food, Papa Smithy. It's
Apparently
in and out all day long. There is no way that Griffin can actually make their way towards the pit. The back is going to come in here from Sen, and he goes home to...
Your choice. You don't see Phantom dancing too often.
Well, Chovy going to be fighting against Yukal here. Stunt is going to land beautifully as the Realm Warp is going to come in. Yukal immediately follows with a Realm Warp of his own. Can land the stun there as well, as we've got some good shields. Chovy surviving for a very long time. Flash forward from aiming. That's going to seal the deal. And Afreeca,
big investment just to kill Chovy. They don't get his flash. Here's a TP.
Yeah, Afreeca looking for another one. It seems like they're everywhere on this map as Yukal turns up to try and take down the Yorick. The flash comes in, but meanwhile Griffin are looking for Dread. They should be able to get him as Sennen flashes. He's a hero! The new support for the Shot Blast. You can see, not actually hurting as much as it would have in the past as Chovy finds Sennen. He gets himself the Aftershock. Glacial Prison's flying backwards and forwards. Heroic Entrance is going to be there. Lehens has to get himself out of there, though. As Yukal, he decides that he wants to win this fight. Double kill for the Silas Baby Cage. Fantastic to see this guy performing to the level that we knew that he could and never showed us in the spring.
The amount of solo carry games, it wasn't that many, but for Katie Rolls to have 3 to 5 solo carry games.
Yeah.
An upset this would be also. Freecs do take down that Cloud Drake. That's 4 Drakes.
They weren't able to siege. Vayne notorious for not being able to siege super well, and when you don't have any of the Zeal item, Luden's Echo, as well as the Rabadon's Death Cap and Azonya's to make sure that he never actually dies. This is a really nice control wall, though. You can see Sentence is going to get obliterated. Sword grabs that kill as Yukal would just be the prime target. He goes into his Zonyas. The Maiden is here as Dread's looking for a Yukal. He gets himself out. Realm Warp to get over the wall as now it's only Chovy that gets in. Yukal's huge shield comes in as a Heroic Entrance. He's going to get the knock up. Can they kill Yukal is the question. The answer is yes, but their health bars are so low.
Kill everyone.
It is going to be one. Aiming doesn't find it as Viper stops him. The base is getting obliterated. Keen wants to win the game by himself, but Griffin do get themselves a team fight, and Keen can't.
Ended up being a very notable series. That's all I can say about it so far. Here's the hook.
Yeah, Lehens does get himself the Aftershock, though, as Sennen once again going down very, very low. Has to flash in order to get himself out as the Maiden, Julia, doing so much work here for Griffin. This is Griffin saying that we want one final opportunity to team fight. We're not going to do it as a bloodthirst.
That part I can understand.
It's Lehens, dude. Are you really surprised?
Wonder if those items change the game. Maybe not. As
Okay,
TP comes
Sword,
in.
yeah, on the hunt is going to be
That's
there
a lot
as
of damage.
Yukal, yeah, he's looking for Sword. He has to go into his Sterix Gauge, but he's dead. That is the Yorick, just caught out of position.
Griffin jungle. Freecs still have that Baron buff, remember, so they push up, and the base going to be broken in a second spot.
Yeah, still got a minute and a half on that Baron buff as well, even more time than that, as Inhibitor is going to be taken down. This Inhibitor turret in the mid lane, I don't feel like it's going to be here for very much longer, as Afreeca just feels like they have way too much. Isn't even a win condition this game. The final Inhibitor turret is going to be taken down effortlessly, as Yukal is going to miss another one of these ultimates. That Justice Punch was a weird one, but was able to get him out of the way of the abscond.
Yukal's doing just illegal damage, and
Yeah.
Afreeca's saying, well, let's win the game. Remember, we still have not seen Sivir in a 5v5. Someone's already dead before.
Yeah, well, now Griffin are actually going to go for it. Yukal gets into his Zhonya's very, very quickly. Justice Punch mistimed there by Lehans. Dread trying to dance around this fight, but he's going to go down. The overpower is going to land from Chovy. It's a 1-for-1 so far, as Lehans also is going to die. Senna now in the front line. Chovy looking for him. Not wanting to overextend his sword. In so much trouble. Once again, it is going to be that lifeline passive that's exactly that. All the inhibitors are going to be taken out in Afreeca. Not looking like they want to try. They do find their inroad. Q's not going to land. Fishing for these skills as the ultimate comes out from Tarzan. They go for it. Keen is going to immediately go into his stopwatch as Lehans gets his way forward. He has that Zhonya's Keen taken down to his GA. So much untargetability. His aiming finally gets turned on. Keen tries to escape and does so. The ricochets are tearing Afreeca apart, and once again they can't break. And
that's
really
for sure.
Scary prospect.
First Elder, not second Elder if you're keeping track at home, so it's more true damage.
Ward in, but ain't nothing they can do. Both of the big buffs go over to the Afreeca Freecs they have. The Elder Drake is going to be still there for a minute, as Viper does have the Bloodthirster, so keeps himself alive through the harassment from Keen. Okay, Aiming's just going to dive forward onto Tarzan. A very aggressive play on this vein as Sword finds himself on the wrong side of this fight. The Maiden makes her way out there as well. Julia gets through the base gate as Griffin will have to give up all of their inhibitors one more time. Bottom inhibitor is going to come in as there's the heroic entrance. Dread trying to look for Sword, but Sword actually doing some damage against him here. Dread being frustrating as Senin is going to fall down. Griffin still with some life left in them. Realm Warp's going to come in and they do have to say goodbye to Sword. He was on the wrong side anyway, and Afreeca did get the collapse. So 4 versus 4 as Afreeca are now looking for more. The Baron is still there. The Elder Drake's still there for another 25 seconds. This is still a fight in Afreeca's favor.
Griffin trying to change the battlefield by having Sword stay around the backside. It gets a 1-for-1, which is something, but it's 4v4. It's still even numbers. Afreeca Baron's going down because the stats didn't scale enough to make it worth leaving the base. That's why Teddy hit a bajillion CS. But
well,
here we go.
Okay, Griffin, they have started to play themselves immediately. Yukal is going to go into his Zhonya's. The fight is starting to be won, though, from Griffin as Tarzan soaked so much damage. They get yet another pick, and this time it is onto the Silas. Lehans trying to get out. His Zhonya's is now being used. Baby Cage comes forward, but it is going to be the kill going down. It's only the Galio, as it is the Vayne that picks that one up. Immediate flash to get Dread out of trouble.
This equation, Atlas. 3 waves of double, triple, quadra cannon pushing into the base and just playing 3 lanes. Baron, double Elder Drake. Yeah. Now you either have to be 700,000 doing it the hard way.
Are Griffin just going to pull the trigger ASAP? Yes, they are. The On the Hunt has been put down. Sennin's the one that's being caught out. The taunt is pretty decent, but Senin makes it to relative safety. Chovy is going to go into stasis there as well. The Maiden finally makes her way into this fight in order to die by the looks of things. Griffin don't lose anyone. The flash forward from Aiming. Chovy is going to go down. It's 2 kills immediately, and someone pressed the button to block on the Justice Punch. Should be the final nail in this coffin as Griffin are looking to be forced towards a Game 3 that they desperately didn't want. They held on for so long. The final Nexus turret held on for so long, but they will be aced in the end. The Nexus will go down. Sword doesn't die, but that's because the Nexus...
Yasuo.
All right, this could be an aiming pick, and also something that works extraordinarily well aside of Nautilus. Sona Ezreal, but Lux Ezreal sounds even worse. As Aiming's going to get Lightbound, Tarzan's going to make his way down as well. Senin's very squishy, Aiming even squishy, has to flash. There we go, but Viper's going to trade his life. It's a 1-for-1, and I don't even really know who wins. Is it worth it? You're going to get the stuns down the queue. Is it actually going to land here?
Have to wait out the aftershock.
Is going to. Dread, good sidestep on that light binding, wants the next Q.
Oh, we're going
Can
in
he
deep.
actually find it? Does so, as the piggy's going to go down, but now Sword comes in. Yukal doesn't get the Q. The safeguard's great, but it's not enough, as Lahens is very low. Double kill for the Ezreal. Is this game passive? Now has inside track as Chovy has chased him down. Tarzan in a little bit of trouble as Dread navigating around the skill shots of the Sejuani. Hextech Ultimatum comes in. Loosen Singularity gets a lot of value there as well. No one dying just yet. Instantly, 2 people go down. Double kill now for Yukal. Can he make it a triple? Viper has to flash. That's a triple kill. Huge shutdown and a gigantic. Yeah, you've all heard of win trading. What about bounty trading?
I'm just up for action, Atlas.
Well, Keen is also up for killing Sword as Tarzan comes in. Great timing. Crimson Rush is it going to be there? The flash after him, but Sword's not going to have any of it. The health regen is going to be helpful, especially Keen on the top side.
I'm just appreciating how everyone Tarzan, in spite of its 2 deaths.
Well, now we've got the stun actually coming in here onto Chovy. Hookshot comes down, actually uses it to try and escape, dodges the ultimate really, really nicely as Tarzan turns up first, but Dread not far behind. Yukal gets stunned for a lot of time as the ultimate does eventually go wide. Yakety Sax, cue it up again, Papa Smithy, as this is a weird and wonderful fight that no one's going to win.
KR 2v2 in the mid lane, Atlas. It means something different now.
It does. Where are we? Okay,
Back
we're
in the
looking
mid
for
lane,
one
baby.
more. Okay, Winter's Wrath comes in. Tarzan could be the target. Doesn't have the Aftershock. And that is going to be a dead piggy. Teleport in from Sword, followed by Keen. But Keen's running away. Everyone's dead. This game's a disaster. All right, that's a light binding straight into a wind wall.
And she hits life bind.
All right, Yukal's about everywhere on this map. As once again, that trade is going to happen. Yukal's trying to keep himself alive, flashes out of the way, loses Singularity. Not going to pop for very much damage as an ultimate is going to land now from Tarzan. Flash in from Sword, but immediately he's going to be kicked back as Viper gets 2 kills. He's untouched. Keen doesn't have another pull. As they just fell down. No defense for this outer turret. That's the first one. Going over to be that Infernal. And they're able to get inside track onto it.
Do you reckon that might provoke a fight?
Well, not this time.
For the bot side turret, but it's an answering turret. Griffin going to be 2-1 up.
Yep, great work here as Viper just calmly and quietly is 5-2-1.
That point is well and truly above us, but the trade of summoners and a turret going down, a tempo lead.
Max range shock blasts aren't going to be enough to even get you any CS. Sword, Griffin will be able to go over and grab their second Cloud Drake. Moving up. Sorry, I believe, is that the first Cloud Drake? Yes, it is. It was just, we had the icon a little bit too early. Teleport going to come in looking for
Double
Yukal.
TP.
Trying to turn this one around. Doesn't get himself the stun though. I believe Blade Surge is on cooldown. And he's trapped in the cage, not quite able to get it out. So Yukal couldn't make his way out of that one, and Viper turns up. That's going to be too much. Keen trying to turn this one around. Viper in trouble, but Keen's 1 versus 4. He's not strong enough yet.
Guaranteed future kills, and now the Barons go full and low. They're turning on Senin. Will they finish the Baron at the same time?
Yep, they certainly are. Senin's going to go gold, and a teleport is going to come in here as the Baron is extraordinarily low. Stays in smite range for an extraordinarily long time as Yukal teleported in, but he's probably going to die. Ultimate does fly forward, but this is no time to be a hero, my friend. You're going to lose your Guardian Angel for free, and your life for even freer.
Keen's not strong enough for his Hemoblade to matter. He's 3 levels below Chovy.
Yeah. And Chovy can even for Afreeca Freecs, they do have the top lane wave, but Keen doesn't have his Sanguine Ball, and that means they won't have this inner turret for very much longer. Taken by Viper, very like sounds horrible.
Well, I've seen Yubi, so I'm not sure.
Final Spark coming in. The ultimate's going to land on Descent, and they're looking for that one. The Jace, he's taken out though as Dread, and aiming and going to get that one done. Yukal, another ultimate just goes towards the heavens. I believe he's landed 1 so far this game. The inhibitor is going to get wiped out. They traded it for Sword's life, but Sword is a player that's happy to go down for the good of Griffin, and 2 inhibitors is well worth the price.
And no options to fight front to back from Afreeca. There are burst with the Ezreal point. After the removal of double tier, the Luke is always prophesized as one of the replacement 45% CDR.
So the flash and misses yet again on the Q. As he's not even in safeguard range of his teammates. Finally gets there as Chovy. Hextech Ultimatum gets him right in on top of aiming. He loses so much of his health bar, and Jace is enough to finish it off. Yucal trying to dive into the backline as Viper is able to get himself out of the way. Senin trying to get towards his Nexus turret. He can't do anything. Keen is now just straight up dead, even though he goes golden before that eventuality actually happens. The ace is swift, and Griffin put the last nail in the coffin of the Afreeca Freecs. It's a 2-1 victory, but it's a real weird and wonderful experience towards the final Nexus takedown.
A limit testing between Afreeca and Griffin, but it seems like those limits just are a little bit higher on the side of Griffin. And when the macro plays